All right, everybody. So let's talk about the marketing presentation. So again, I'm going to just kind of bring up that this is how I do it, and this is how I go about listing property, making presentations. You can definitely do your own marketing presentation. You don't have to use Cloud CMA. You can you can develop your own strategy. This is what has worked for me. So I have gone up against higher producing agents on the listing side. I'm talking like mega producers, and I've gotten the listing. Not all the time, but I mean, I've gone head to head and I've won. And it's strictly because but what I do is I don't sell the way that they do. They are going to sell how many listings they do, and that they produce the highest at Remax or the highest at their firm, or in the area, and I'm not going to compete to that. So I go a completely different route. So my tactic is to be as very inviting as possible, but to be as honest as possible, and that's who I am. But at the same time, I'm trying to be very straightforward, because people want that. People that end up listening with me, they say that, hey, we went with you because we want someone that's going to shoot us straight, and they're going to communicate with us and call us and and give us updates of what's going on. I hear it so much that people don't, if someone calls us after they've used another agent, it's the number one thing I hear is because they're not getting communication from their agent. And that's why they're not going to go back to that agent. So, or they're thinking about not going back. So I want to be able, in two meetings, that I'm coming across and I'm very straightforward. I'm going to communicate. And that's why my listing presentation, it takes maybe 15, 20 minutes. I have heard from people, other sellers, and after I build a relationship and we go back and we talk about this presentation, they say that they go with me because it was quick, it was down to the point, how I'm going to sell it, what I'm going to do for them, instead of talking about 45 minutes like being in a Lifetime movie. Literally, someone told me that last year, a seller saying, one of the bigger agents, it was like, being in a Lifetime movie, to hear about, from the time she was born until the time present day of her being a real estate agent. And that seller did not care to hear that. It was, I want to know how you're going to sell my house. And that was 5 minutes of a hour-long presentation. So my 15, 20 minutes is about them. Now, so we get to this part, now I got to talk a little bit about me. I got to talk about starting point, how we're going to sell the property. So just kind of walk you through, and this is on this is on Google Drive. So again, it's something you could use. You don't have to, but we make it available for everybody. Okay. So we start with the marketing presentation, and going to. Sorry, I had to change the screen real quick. So, going to the listing philosophy, this is kind of what we go into about who we are, what we do. Starting Point Realty attracts potential home buyers with a budget less than $800,000. So a lot of times people go to our website, they see that we're first-time buyer people. I flip that around to say, hey, who better list your house than us, because we know this market. The market comes to our website. They call us every day. So given that that's the case, who to better, so if I'm sitting in front of somebody for $500,000 or $300,000 or $600,000, it's probably going to be a first-time buyer, probably. And who knows it better than us? So I don't skirt away from that. I actually embrace it. We don't work, we only work within our speed. We do not do commercial, industrial. Again, we're very focused on what we do and how we're going to sell their property. If a potential listing doesn't fit our market, we don't list it. 2015 through 2016, this is real important. We averaged 96.1% of original list price to sale price. That put us in the top 18% of Chicagoland. Average market time was 40 days. That is for firms that have listed more than 15 listings a year. That puts us in the top 2% in Chicagoland. So, very important stat right there. Next slide is us. And that's what we're trying to come across. So we're this boutique, smaller company. And that's important because, again, it's not just, one agent or team of agents or a whole big office. We're a small team, and we work for them. So, Starting Point Realty started up in 2004. We have 16 real estate brokers on our team. Utilize a marketing firm called Real Support, who does, a ton of listings every year for large real estate companies throughout the year. We have 2 offices, Schaumburg in Chicago and Roscoe Village. We did over 100 transactions last year in 2016. We're a boutique firm. So you're going to, I tell people if I'm going to list their house, they're going to hear from me. But just in case I'm on vacation or if something happens, I have a team of people that can step in. And same thing with you. You have a team that's going to help you as well. So utilize that. People like to hear that. They like to know that. And that's the truth. Our reviews, they can go online and I tell people, you are not going to find one bad review about us. No one's going to say one bad word about us because of what we do and how we do it. We just do things the right way. We treat people the way we want to be treated. Again, that boutique family environment that we have. What is the path to selling their home? Number 1, our big thing is we want the maximum amount of people to get into the house. Happens a lot for Chicago because Chicago, selling real estate in Chicago gets frustrating because it's common that the agent is the one that's going to show it. And if you sell property in Chicago, you know that out of 8 appointments you want to make, you're going to get 4 in to see them because the other 4, the agent isn't going to be able to show it. So it's frustrating. So especially when I'm dealing with somebody in Chicago, we figure out whether there can be a lockbox or, how is it that we can get the most amount of people in. Same thing in the suburbs, though. There might be a renter situation. There might be other situations that we want to say, hey, we got to get, we got to get as close to 100%, if not 100%, of the agents and the buyers that want to get in, that they get in to see the property. That's the whole key. Okay. We list, when people, there's 2 ways to do this. Either you co-list it with me, Ryan Gable, or, this is as the agent, you either co-list it with me and then you'll have some of this exposure that I already pay for. You get the same, you get paid, your split is the same. All it is that I have to be the head, I have to be the lister, you're the co-lister. Okay. You still handle every aspect of it's just by putting my name on the, lister. Therefore, then on Zillow, Realtor.com, I pay for a service every month, Circle Picks, that gets us into YouTube. Then we do Craigslist. So you can have all that. If you're not going to sell that way, then you can't really kind of bring these up unless you have an account on your own. And if you're contributing, if you're paying for, let's say on Realtor.com for the showcase listings like I pay for. Okay. So if you are somebody, so like what I do when I'm, and obviously would be the main lister. We have Premier Exposure in Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, YouTube, Craigslist. We also do professional photography. We prepare the home. I'm very big into staging the home. We have training every once in a while. We have a stager come in, talk with agents how to stage. I'm very good at it, so I'd be more than happy to help anybody that's listening to this. But after you're with a buyer, just pay attention. Pay attention to what makes people react. It's paint, it's flooring, obviously kitchens. Some things are expensive, some things aren't that expensive. Okay, the cleanliness is the key to the whole thing. We're a team. We provide a professional property brochure. We do reverse prospecting. So when somebody's looking for property, they have an agent. They can go in and we can go in and we can see that when the email has been sent to a buyer's agent, we can reach out to that buyer's agent and we can say, hey, I saw that your client likes this property. I haven't seen him look at the place yet. We would love to let me know what it takes to get him in. You know what I mean? We're doing an open house this Sunday from 12 to 4. We attend all appraisals. This is very important. When you represent the seller, you have to go to the appraisal. Never give an appraisal a lockbox. Don't let them set up the appointment in the MLS. You change it in the MLS to call you because that's what the appraiser has been doing lately. In the past year, they don't call the agent anymore. They try to go through the MLS to make the appointment and then just get the lockbox. Intercept that. Make sure that you're the one that's bringing comps. You are validating the price. If the price goes lower than what it is that is on the contract, your seller is in a position that he's going to have to lower his price. don't put yourself, do the best that you possibly can to make sure that that doesn't happen. So tell them you attend all your appraisals. The company, the listing is featured on our company website. We get about 100 to 200 first-time buyers a day that come to our website. We have a team approach. We make a single property domain. We have a professional sign that we put out, and there's communication with me, not my assistant, communication with me. The next page we just talk about, next slide, we talk about some of the professional photography that we have. This one here is a drone. We can do anything anybody can. If it's 3D, they want to do that, we can do 3D photos. I don't agree with 3D photos. I try to show people enough to get them through the door. We make a single property domain. Again, this is one of the companies I pay for. You'd have to list it with me in order to do it. But there's an actual single property domain that, it's good to kind of hand out to like HR. I tell people like HR professionals that we know, other agents that we can pass along to. It makes it real easy. Again, Realtor.com, we have a showcase listing that we pay for a month, so it pops up and shows up as our listing. So if somebody's going to ask questions, we get the questions. We know we know the property. We're the best ones to communicate that, not just some agent who's paying for advertising like what we do. Zillow, same thing. We're a preferred agent on Zillow, or at least I am. Trulia, which is owned by Zillow, same thing. We do put the property in Craigslist. I just tell people because it's an SEO. So when people are searching for 4-bedroom house in Arlington Heights, we're hoping that it's going to pop up because we post it in Craigslist once a week. So that's why we do it that way. Virtual tours, there's a virtual tour that's done automatically with the Circle Pix that I use. Print marketing, we do a brochure. We also have a luxury brochure for somebody that wants to utilize that template as well. But I generally show that this is, it's a one-page, dual-sided, real clean brochure template that we use. And just some of the other marketing. We talked about reverse prospecting, the Elbow Room, which is the newsletter. We try to put, one listing in there each month, featured on our website. And then, we're big on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and we post it in there as well. Again, just to help anything with the SEO, so we get it out there. So, we kind of come across, I'll teach this, I'll do this presentation either on an iPad or on my laptop, coming across that we're pretty technologically proficient. And that's kind of where the buyers are. They're all looking online. Everything's about technology. So that's what we're trying to kind of come across with. So again, this is what we use. You can use your own. You can develop your own as things change, or if we come across things, this could be changed, like I said, a couple times a year. If there's something better for us to use in this presentation, or just how we handle properties, we incorporate it in this. So it's kind of an ever-changing presentation that we have, but it's definitely available for everybody.